so much for those who are viewing. I'm really, really excited about today's guest, Zach, um, because I met him on Snapchat and he's one of the reasons, all right, he wants me to invite him back. So I'm inviting him back. We can get started because we are going to cover a lot of things today in regards to Snapchat and all that great stuff. So for those of you who are here, are you guys currently using Snapchat? Please let me know in the chat box. Are you guys currently using Snapchat? Let me put that in as a question. And if so, how are you guys liking it? And for those of you who are not, no, wondering if it's worth it. Blab was quote unquote flat. Don't have time for a flash in the pan. Ha, love that, Megan. Okay, so we're gonna tackle this directly. I have some statistics to share with you. I am going to tell you that Snapchat is here to stay. Yeah, Blab was a fad. Blab is in beta, always in beta, and they recently did a major change that unfortunately is not viable for people who are running their businesses online. If you guys want to learn more about that, be sure to check out the previous Huzza interview I did earlier this week. All right, okay. Let's get this started. Let's get the party started. All right. Thank you so much for those of you who are here. We're starting a total of what? Almost 40 minutes later. So, okay. All right. So today we are going to tackle to dispel the myth that Snapchat is just for teens and how to generate leads and build your business using Snapchat. I want to introduce to this wonderful person, Zach Burton. I actually met him on Snapchat a few months ago, and we pretty much almost talk every week or something like that. And what intrigued me the most was how he was using Snapchat. And as a result, I naturally became curious as to what he was doing with his business, what his business was. I made sure to take the initiative to reach out to him. And we primarily go back and forth via Snapchat to communicate and all that great stuff. So, Zach, welcome to this awesome interview that is 40 minutes late, but it's all good. Please let everybody else know a little something about you, your business, and all that great stuff.
And Monique, if you have something to say, if you want to just, kind of raise your hand or flag me down and we'll work this out. So thank you guys so much. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I've actually never had this problem. I've had problems with not being able to have people hear me, but anyway, we're here now and I'm Zach Burton. I'm 24 years old from Arkansas and I've been working online for about 3 years now. And primarily use social media to build my business. Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook are my three main, social media platforms that I use to drive traffic and generate sales and leads as well. Snapchat has really been picking up lately, and so it's really cool that we're able to talk about that and discuss this for other generations and different people in different markets. So a little bit about me. Like I said, I've been working online for a few years. I actually was going to school in 2013 when I found out about internet marketing and network marketing and just online sales, and started running with it and never really been big into school. So I actually stopped going to school and started focusing on just becoming an entrepreneur and doing online sales and everything like that. So 3 years later, now we're here full time online, here in my home office and, traveling the world, blessed to see tons of different states and a couple countries this year. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Monique and we'll get into any questions or just different types of marketing for Snapchat.
Thank you so much, Zach. Great job. And for you guys wondering, why I have my phone up, that was me snapping right now of us talking about Snapchat. Anyway, so thank you so much, Zach, for sharing with us a little bit about yourself. So my first question I have for you is, you mentioned you have Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Why have you decided to include Snapchat to help you market your business?
Question. And the reason why is because it is the realest platform to promote yourself and your business because you're able to uh, show the here and now. It only lasts for 24 hours, the stories or the post. And it's there's really no fluff. I mean, you really can only um, post what you're doing. And so I like to say Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, and these other platforms are kind of like the highlight reels of your life or whatever you're trying to promote. Snapchat, if you want to see if somebody's really working, go to Snapchat. If their Snapchat is dry, if their Snapchat is dead, they are not doing anything. And that's not an excuse to say, oh, they don't have enough time, or people really can take the time, just like you did, just like I did. We have 10 seconds, a couple seconds, take a quick flick or take a quick video, and present what you're doing. I share what I'm doing from the moment that I wake up until the moment that I go to sleep. Every couple hours or so, I take a quick second to kind of either let people know what I'm doing for the day, or show them that I'm in a meeting, or show them what I'm having for lunch and dinner, and what I'm reading, and what I'm working on, and my blogs and different things like that. So it's a really cool place to update, like by the minute or by the hour. And Facebook and Instagram, I think, are more like highlights for what you've done for the day or the week, or something like that. So that's why I've used Snapchat, because you can really interact with a day in the life of that person.
Love it, love it. And now I'm going to come up with the impromptu question. So we have a viewer here, Megan. She says, in response to what you just said, I am not that interesting. So do you have any tips on how to kind of spice up your snaps, even not necessarily just you, but I'm sure you follow quite a few people and see like the various methods and strategies that they're using to, captivate people's attention?
So you don't necessarily have to be interesting per se. You just have to be doing interesting things, I guess. I mean, that kind of sounds weird, but just something simple, and the biggest thing is like high quality snaps. Like, take a quick second to get a good little angle, a good lighting, and if it could be anything, like let's see here, this book right here. I'm always snapping something out of this book. It's the Little Red Book of Selling, and there's always a good, little quote or snippet or something in the book. You could be on a website that's really cool or something like this, and say, hey, checking out this live stream of how to build Snapchat or how to build a Snapchat business or something like that. You could be out at the park, or you could see something really interesting out at the store, or something weird, just little things. And it doesn't necessarily have to be really interesting, but it just needs to be, consistent. That's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing that I've gotten feedback from people on Snapchat is like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you do, but man, you are consistent every single day. You wake up, you're doing this, you're going to the store, you're going to the gym, you're going somewhere, and you're just posting it. So, if you sit in your room all day, every day, then maybe it wouldn't be too interesting. But, again, hopefully you're reading, hopefully you're online, hopefully you're doing something, and just taking little snippets out of your day to say, hey, I'm still here. This is what I'm doing. And trying to throw a little bit of your business in there, not necessarily your business, but your knowledge about business and different things like that.
Great, great point. So I'm glad you tackled that. And Megan, what makes you think you're not interesting? Believe it or not, when people see behind the scenes of your life, that's interesting. That's why reality TV is so popular. Think of Snapchat as reality TV or a personal diary of your life. And fine, as you say, as you said in these comments, you're working, you're researching, your email researching. I mean, it could be things like, she says she doesn't watch reality TV because it's so fake. Well, this is what makes it real, right? Because it's not scripted. But I'm just saying the whole idea of seeing someone's behind the scenes, or if you ever go on YouTube, people having what you call vlogs. Like these are 10-second clip vlogs put together where you can use video clips and pictures and things like that. And even for instance, if you're working mostly at home, say you share something that you found online that you thought was really interesting and you want to share your thoughts. Or as Zach showed, you guys, like the latest book he's reading and what he highlights and things like that. People want to know these things. And especially for me, that's how I've been able to increase my reading list lately. I look at Zach, I look at Peter Voog. They're always reading, right? Or even Gary Vaynerchuk, people like that who are constantly reading and highlighting and talking about things, and what's his name? Ty Lopez, all those guys, right? So just to bring it back a little bit. So, Zach, in regards to using Snapchat personally for your business, how have you, well, let's explain to everyone the type of business you're in. So, you're in a network marketing business, and I know 10 people are, or you can correct me if I'm wrong, but basically the business he works with deals with water and alkaline water and selling that. And I think that's huge. I think the way that he uses it, in which I'll let him elaborate on this. Like, for instance, he'll just take pictures of like this water bottle, right? And the thing is, I think that's what makes Snapchat great, or what you can do to be successful, is to create some sort of curiosity. So I remember a couple times, he would post these random pictures, quote unquote, or he's in the restaurant because he loves sushi. I swear you eat sushi like 2-3 times a day. Goodness. Anyway, sushi in that bottle right there that he has. It has Enagic, this company, Enagic on it, right? Kangen water. And he'll just randomly post it up, or, I know it's not random, but it's like a product placement type of thing. And as a result, because I kept seeing it, and he would bring it with him inside a restaurant. So I'm assuming that's how he's able to get some customers in restaurants. So I'll let him elaborate. But when that provides a sense of curiosity, and I'm sure that's how you've been able to get people interested in your business or recruit people, all that. So I'm gonna let you take over from that.
Absolutely. So yeah, just for instance, this picture here, this is what I do. It photo bombs my pictures. I actually have a couple of
Photo
business
bombs,
partners that
love
have gotten
it.
started, and they're like, "Hey, my product, it's coming with some bottles, right? Like, I want the bottle that's photo bombed in all your pictures." And I'm like, yeah, we can work on getting you the bottle, whatever, whatever. And so yeah, Enagic is the company that I work for. It's not quite network marketing. It's a bit more of just direct sales. Very similar, if you will, but a little bit less fluff and all that good stuff. But anyway, um, that's it. It's just putting that product placement in your photos. So it's not blasting people with, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you. Hey, I'm looking for people to join my business. Hey, I'm looking for customers that, whatever, whatever." It's just like they always see that, and the logo here, I'm trying to kind of burn that into people's mind, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm educating them on the different types of water, and saying, little hints of things. And because a lot of people are becoming health conscious, there's a lot of water epidemics out there in the world. And, this is a device that hooks up to your tap water, and that, can give you drinking water and other types of water that are very good and beneficial to your house and things like that. So, I'm able to use Snapchat in the sense of I'm having some sushi, I'm having, dinner, or I'm eating here. And the weird thing is, for people, especially waiters and waitresses, is, "Do you need something to drink?" And no, I have this bottle with me all the time. And I'm like, "No, I have my water." And they're like, "You have your water? What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh, I just have," and then it's a very unique bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and it piques interest, and people are like, "Well, what is that?" And then I'm drinking it in the restaurants, and people are like, "This guy's never drinking anything other than this bottle of water." And so it's very intriguing. And I'm not blasting them saying, "Hey, try my product. Hey, try my business," or anything like that. I'm saying, "Hey, if you want to learn how to make extra income online or on a part-time basis on top of what you're already doing, go ahead and inbox me or reach out to me. I'm looking for people that are interested in making a part-time income on top of what you're already doing, and then they don't even know what it is, and I'm still placing this in front of them at all times. And then I share the webinar presentation we have. It explains everything. They see that in Magic. They see me in the webinar. They see the presentation, and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is doing this, this, and this, and he's congruent with this, this, and this." And so, Snapchat also is something I don't use by itself. A
Right.
quick side note is I intertwine Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat because, like I said, Facebook and Instagram are the highlights of what I'm doing, and Instagram is like behind the scenes, like Monique was saying. So, if you can tie them all together and you can see that you're congruent on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, they're going to always be seeing you on these different feeds and timelines, and then they're going to slowly start to follow you, trust you, and that's what it's all about: trust, and then the respect that they have for you, and then just going from there. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how I present my product in my my Snapchat stories and things like that. When I'm playing basketball, I have a gallon of water with me. I'm always drinking water. I'm talking about how hydrated I am, things like that, and it just kind of builds curiosity and anticipation for my product.
Love your answers, especially when you said your product's photo bomb. I think that is epic. Duh, yes, that's exactly what your products are doing. Those snaps is you are photo bombing things with that bottle. And I think that is huge. And the whole idea of people getting used to that logo, it's like, that memory. It's like, okay, anytime I see that, I'm gonna think of Zach, right? And it's so funny because as soon as I met Zach, I started seeing more and more people. It's like a universe thing, or using it. So I remember I reached out to Zach, I'm like, have you heard of so and so? Because they're doing it. Like, so I feel like as a result, though, because I met Zach first, I'm gonna always think of him when I see that versus seeing other people do it. So, and also the fact that you're educating people. So one other thing that really piqued my curiosity, and if you guys ever follow Zach, it's Zach Razorback, ZACHRAZORBACK. Hopefully I got that completely right. Yes, there you go. Follow him. Um, with alkaline water, right? He's up until all hours of the night. It's crazy, like 2, 3 o'clock. And he's like, yo, I'm grinding, I'm hustling. He has all this energy. You never see him drink a cup of coffee unless he purposely does not show that on the screen. But he claims or claimed at the time when I was not a believer that, it was all because of this alkaline water. So that's what got you know, piqued my curiosity. And so, what I want to tackle, two questions for you, Zach. And we'll tackle them one by one. And which you kind of touched upon it is like, how have you, if you could like literally walk us through step by step how you repurpose your content. So you mentioned like you've been on Instagram and things like, but what do you decide to choose on? What type of content do you decide to put on Facebook or Instagram? So let's deal with that question first.
First disclaimer, I do not drink coffee. I've probably tried it less than 5 times in my life. Second of all, it is the water. Third, I have a little bit of energy when it comes to being me. But anyway, how do I choose my content on social media? For the last 2 years, it's been about probably 10 to 12 months now that I've really started figuring things out in my 3 year journey. Before, I just didn't know. I was just doing and failing and being terrible marketer. But nowadays, I've started really, looking at other people's stuff and analyzing and learning a lot more about psychology and how people think and operate and view things. So the way that I choose is, it's just me living. So I like to show people what it is that I'm doing without trying to spam them on joining any kind of opportunity or buying any kind of offer from me. So, I say, I look like I always take pictures. And that's another thing that you have to do. If you're looking to build online, You have to have social proof, and with that, you have to be awkward in public sometimes and take videos and take pictures and be, like Gary Vee says, a 14-year-old girl on your phone and in your screen all the time. But it's what it takes, and that's just the life. That, like the other day, I was having sushi with a friend of mine. He's not in the business, and take a picture of my sushi and my water bottle, and he's like, "There you go, taking pictures or whatever." I was like, he was like, "That's just you though, right?" I was like, "Hey, that's how that's how I'm able to eat sushi all the time. It pays the bills, right?" So, it's just, I take pictures of views, I take pictures of me, what I'm doing, I take pictures of my car, I take pictures of my daughter and I take pictures of activities that I'm doing, I take pictures of family events, I take pictures of different things, and I just have, look in my phone right now, and not even on my iCloud, but I have 7,300 pictures on my phone right now, and it's because I'm always taking different angles and different shots and different lighting, because you never know when you go to edit something how something's going to look. And then when it comes to my actual posting, like what I'm writing, my content, if you will, I freestyle every time. I don't pre-write anything. I don't say, okay, I'm going to post about this topic and this and take a picture for this body of text. I get on Instagram, I choose a picture, and then I just curate things that I've heard from the past, from previous documents or documentary videos or books or audios or other people or things that I've come up with myself. And so I try to tell a little bit of a story or something a little bit inspirational, and I try to put a picture, or I put a picture to the words, I guess, sometimes. And, on Instagram, I'm really back and forth about, does it really matter what you write on Instagram, because it is picture driven. But then I'm posting on Twitter and I'm posting on Facebook at the same time. And I think that if you have a good picture, it intrigues them and they may want to see what you have to say. Or some people may be on there looking at what you have to say, and then they like the picture because hashtags are everything. So sometimes in my story, I'll post some hashtags, about what I'm saying. So it really just depends on what I've posted previously. I try to post personal pictures. I try to post family pictures. I try to post things that I'm doing, and like scenery type. And so it really just try to keep my Instagram always different. I don't try to put back to back scenery, myself, my food, things like that. I try to keep it switched up. So that's probably how I go ahead and.
Okay, so I love that. Okay, oh, gosh, you said so many good things. So, all right, a few things. All right. So also another thing that I feel that kind of helps sell Zach, and I'm not just saying this because he's awesome, but is the whole idea of other people that I follow on Snapchat is the idea of selling your lifestyle. When I first met Zach, Zach was in Florida on a road trip, was passing through Atlanta and driving back. The next thing you go, I think he's going to Toronto. I mean, the man was traveling. He travels all the time, like all the time. So as a result, for me, as someone who likes to travel or who wants to travel more, I'm intrigued because I'm like, okay, what does he do that allows him to have a lifestyle the way that he does? And that this is a great selling point or a marketing point for a potential customer or lead to find out. And especially if he's sending out messages or content that says, hey guys, I'm looking to work with other people or build my team or anything like that. This is going to encourage someone to reach out because they already have seen, okay, wow, I mean, Zach seems really cool. He's always traveling. He has a nice car, two nice cars. I mean, he has his daughter. He's able to spend time with his daughter because, people feel if, you're at a certain level, you don't have enough time to spend time with family. He's able to do all of that. And he talks about how he shows pictures of him by a pool or a backyard and he's working, on his laptop, right? That's all he's doing. So that automatically intrigues people because they want to know, okay, what is this guy doing? And he's so young too. Like what's really going on, right? So I think that is crucial. Also, I love the fact that you say you mix it up. It's kind of like a pattern interrupter because I see a lot of people who tend to they'll just talk about wisdom or train people or say something about like their business, but that's all they talk about. The thing about Snapchat is you want to entertain people too. And as a result, people get to see another side of you. So for those of you who are watching this, and you're just getting started with Snapchat, think of different things that you can kind of create a pattern interrupt so that people don't say, okay, this is just a boring person. All they do is talk about themselves or their business. Like you want to show people other aspects of you, your personality, and your life. And so the next question that I have, in which Megan here says she wants to know, well, this is impromptu. She wants, can Zach show us his Snapchat feed so we can see what a good one looks like? Ah, yeah, Zach, are you willing to do that? Okay, awesome.
Okay, so real quick, I'll show you my Instagram too because I actually see that I actually did a couple photos back to back without interrupting, and it kind of looks. Oh, sorry
Oh,
here. I don't know how if you guys can see this, but here I put myself and my business partner Mike side by side, and I don't actually like that. But you know, I usually try to switch it up and keep it a little bit different. But you see, you know, there's the bottle. You know, it's always in the pictures. But real quick, I'll show you my Snapchat feed real fast, and I'll just kind of go through it. But here's my breakfast for the day yesterday, home office, getting my blog set up, an order that I got, a product that I'm getting, and then promoting this event here, promoting it again with a video telling people call to action, check it out, and then having them screenshot the link. And I actually got 8 screenshots, which is not bad. Hopefully they're watching. And then that's my blog coming up. It says my blog will be up in an hour, and then here's a preview of it saying, "Hey, 5 awesome reasons why working for yourself is awesome." And then telling them my blog is up, check it out. Here's the link to the blog, and then just telling people that I was working that day. Check out my blog, please. Let me know how you guys feel. This is me on the roof. For whatever reason, I was up here. We were getting some tile done, and so I was climbing on the roof for no reason. And then took a picture of the pool, and then added again with some sushi, and then just hanging out by the pool, and then oh, last one, I think. No, there's a couple more. So this morning, woke up, and then promoted the link again for the interview today. Then let people know it's about to start. And then there was 300 and some odd people on here earlier. So put that on there, and then just put a live video of us on there, and then a picture of us with the bottle. You know, again. So yeah, that's kind of my story, and it's, you know, similar things like that again. And if you want, you can follow me, Razorback #red. I'll put it on the side here, and I'll let Monique.
thank you so much for sharing that. And Megan is thanking you as well. So thank you so much. So my next question is, how do you, when someone reaches out to you, say they see one of your Enagic pictures on Snapchat, can you kind of give us, and you can go into as much detail or as little detail, but as to how you go about putting them in your sales process or getting them to get more interested and actually possibly become a team member or a customer?
Go about that. If someone, let's say, for instance, they